Chapter 46. Adrian discovers. She had an ex. Late at night, noisy sounds suddenly came from outside the hospital room. Ava had always been a light sleeper. She turned on the bedside lamp. Adrian was sleeping leaning against the sofa. The moment the light came on, he opened his eyes too. "What's wrong?" Adrian asked. Ava. "Too noisy outside. Can't sleep." "I'll have Logan deal with it." Ava's body hurt. Hearing this, she didn't speak but continued trying to sleep. In her drowsy state, she seemed to hear familiar voices. She didn't look into it deeply. After she fell asleep, Adrian straightened up and glanced toward the door. Though the noise outside had quieted, it still hadn't completely stopped. Adrian stood and walked outside. "What gives you the right to decide for Ava?" Ian's unruly, arrogant face was full of displeasure. "Young Master Reed, Miss Hart's already asleep. She needs rest." Logan smiled stiffly at the two men. While speaking, he signaled the bodyguards to guard the door. If he let these two from the Reed and Hale families in, his job might be toast. "Assistant Brooks, your Mr. Pierce is just Ava's sister's boyfriend. He's got no right to control Ava's business, does he?" Wesley looked at Logan with a fake smile. These days, ex-boyfriends really had zero shame. After breaking up, they still hung around their exes. Ian was one. Adrian was another. Completely shameless. He very reluctantly gave Ian a look. Ian understood and caught Logan off guard, restraining the two guards and slamming them together hard. Both cried out in pain. Wesley had already grabbed the door handle. Just as he was about to turn it, the door opened. Adrian stood inside, still wearing the white shirt and black dress pants from the engagement. His aloof face was covered with frost. His brow moved slightly as he glanced at Logan, who immediately straightened up. Logan groaned internally. The Hale and Reed families ran New Harbor. He really couldn't afford to piss off these two. Who knew they'd be this slick, taking down the bodyguards like that? If Adrian hadn't come out, they'd already be in the room. "Middle of the night, you two aren't sleeping but harassing patients. This what the Hale and Reed families taught you?" Adrian said coldly. Wesley clicked his tongue. He looked at Adrian with a half smile. "Didn't know running from your engagement to guard your future sister-in-law counts as good manners. Your fiancé and family are probably losing their minds looking for you. Maybe head back. Ava's got plenty of people to look after her." "You her boyfriend?" Adrian crossed his arms. Wesley. "You're just an ex, aren't you?" "So what if I'm an ex?" Ian glared at Wesley. "Better than some guy who's never even been with Ava, right?" Wesley. "Oh, a pig teammate was way more annoying than a strong opponent." "Mr. Pierce, Ava doesn't do dirty men. A guy who gets with her sister right after breaking up, she won't come back to you. Give it up and go coax your girlfriend." Ian's voice dripped with sarcasm. "Though honestly, your girlfriend probably doesn't need much coaxing. Tell her any old lie and she'll buy it." Since coming back, Ian had figured out the whole situation with Adrian and the Hart sisters. While Adrian was with Ava, Grace had been into her own sister's boyfriend. After they broke up, Grace simped for 5 years, until last year when they finally got together. Sure, thinking about Adrian having been with Ava made him jealous, but Grace's behavior was way more disgusting, knowing damn well he was her sister's boyfriend. Zero consideration for Ava. He liked Ava, so obviously he cared about her feelings more. "Like you said, I'm her future brother-in-law. Of course I can look after her." Adrian's lips curved in a faint smile with no warmth in his eyes. "You Ava's boyfriend or something? Last time she was just using you for show. You actually fell for it." Ian gritted his teeth. "I'm her ex." Adrian's expression froze. Then he turned to Logan. "If these irrelevant people disturb her rest again, start writing your resignation." He closed the door and locked it from inside. Ian and Wesley stared at the closed door. Both cursed internally. Future brother-in-law my ass. Shameless bastard. Adrian walked to the bedside and stopped, bending down, fingers gently touching Ava's face. "Thought you'd never dated before?" His fingers with distinct knuckles moved down along Ava's face, stopping at her slightly pink lips. "Ava, how much of what you say is even true?" Adrian's fingers tightened, pressing on her lips. She furrowed her brows. "Adrian, quit it," she mumbled, grabbing his hand and shoving it under the blanket. Adrian's gaze was complex as he pulled over a chair. He propped one hand on the bed rail, quietly watching her sleep, nostalgia in his eyes. Next day, when Justin brought Tommy and his grandmother to the hospital, he got news Ava had been transferred. He called Adrian. First time, Adrian hung up. Second time, showed he was on a call. He'd been blocked. Justin almost laughed from anger. Guy with a girlfriend runs from his wedding to see his ex, then straight up transfers her somewhere else so no one can visit. At this time, at a private hospital on some island, Ava lay in bed. Turn her head left and she could see endless blue ocean. This morning when they took her, she'd seen Ian and Wesley passed out on the bench. She actually wanted to see Wesley, but Adrian was there. So much for that. She hadn't expected Adrian would bring her here. This island was Adrian's 16th birthday gift to her. Their first time happened here too. Since breaking up with Adrian, she hadn't been here in years. Looking at the crowds on the distant beach, the place had clearly developed well. She'd thought after they broke up, Adrian would be mad enough to sink this whole island. "Miss Hart, time to eat." A nurse pushed in a meal cart. Ava turned with a smile. "Where's Mr. Pierce?" "Mr. Pierce said he's got some work stuff to handle. He'll come by later." The nurse answered while setting up the hospital bed table with the meal. Ava said thanks, then chatted with the nurse. Her phone had vanished when she woke up today. No one to talk to either. She'd been lying here half a day, about to go crazy from boredom. Adrian was really something. Brought her here, then just abandoned her.